According to the current National Electrical Code, NEC Article 334.30, no more than one cable is permitted to be under a single cable tray staple. This requirement exists because multiple cables under a staple can create excessive pressure on the cables, potentially damaging the insulation and conductors. Damaged insulation and conductors can increase the risk of electrical shorts, overheating, and fires. Staples are designed to hold and secure a single cable, and exceeding this limit compromises their effectiveness. However, there are a few exceptions to this rule. Firstly, cables that are bundled together and secured by a cable tie or other approved method before being placed under a staple are an exception. Secondly, cables that are installed in a conduit or raceway are an exception. Thirdly, cables that are approved for multiple stapling are also an exception. For safety and code compliance, it is recommended to follow the NEC guidelines and install only one cable under each staple, unless one of the listed exceptions applies. Always refer to the latest edition of the NEC and consult with a qualified electrician for specific requirements in your area. It's crucial to understand the reasoning behind this rule, as it directly relates to preventing electrical hazards. When multiple cables are compressed under a single staple, the pressure can lead to the insulation being worn away over time, especially if the staple is over-tightened or if the cables are subject to movement or vibration. This creates a potential point of failure where the conductors within the cables can come into contact with each other, leading to a short circuit or ground fault. Overheating can occur due to the increased resistance at the point of damage, further exacerbating the problem and potentially leading to a fire. The NEC aims to minimize these risks by ensuring that the cables are properly supported and secured in a manner that does not compromise their integrity. When bundling cables together using cable ties or other approved methods, it's important to ensure that the bundle is securely fastened and that the cables are not twisted or kinked. This helps to distribute the pressure evenly and prevent damage to the insulation. The cable ties should be made of a material that is resistant to heat and degradation, and they should be installed in accordance with the manufacturer's instructions. When installing cables in conduit or raceway, the conduit or raceway provides physical protection for the cables and prevents them from being damaged by staples or other fasteners. The conduit or raceway should be properly sized to accommodate the number and size of cables being installed, and it should be securely fastened to the building structure. The NEC specifies the types of conduit and raceway that are permitted for different applications, so it's important to choose the appropriate material for the specific installation. Cables that are approved for multiple stapling are specifically designed to withstand the pressure of being installed under a single staple. These cables typically have a thicker insulation layer and are constructed with materials that are more resistant to damage. The cable manufacturer will provide instructions on the proper method for stapling these cables, including the type of staple to use and the spacing between staples. It's important to follow these instructions carefully to ensure that the cables are properly secured and that their integrity is not compromised. In addition to the number of cables allowed under a staple, the NEC also specifies the type of staple that should be used for different types of cables. The staple should be made of a material that is compatible with the cable insulation and should be sized appropriately to prevent damage to the cable. The staple should also be installed in a manner that does not damage the cable, such as by over-tightening or by driving them in at an angle. When installing staples, it's important to avoid driving them into areas where there are other cables or wires, as this can damage the existing wiring and create a safety hazard. The staple should also be installed in a manner that does not create a trip hazard or obstruct access to other equipment. In addition to the NEC requirements, local building codes may also have specific requirements for cable stapling. It's important to check with the local building department to ensure that your installation complies with all applicable codes and regulations. When in doubt, it's always best to consult with a qualified electrician to ensure that your electrical installation is safe and code compliant. They can provide guidance on the proper methods for cable stapling and other electrical wiring techniques. They can also help you to identify any potential hazards and to ensure that your installation meets all applicable safety standards. Remember that electrical work can be dangerous, and it's important to take all necessary precautions to protect yourself from electric shock and other hazards. Always de-energize the circuit before working on any electrical wiring, and wear appropriate personal protective equipment such as gloves and safety glasses. If you are not comfortable working with electricity, it's best to hire a qualified electrician to do the work for you. A qualified electrician has the knowledge, skills, and experience to perform electrical work safely and in accordance with all applicable codes and regulations. They can also provide you with a certificate of compliance to ensure that your installation meets all legal requirements. The NEC is a comprehensive set of standards that covers all aspects of electrical wiring and installation. It is updated every 3 years to reflect the latest advances in technology and to address any emerging safety concerns. The NEC is adopted by most states and local jurisdictions, and it serves as the basis for electrical inspections and enforcement. The NEC is organized into chapters, articles, and sections, and it covers a wide range of topics, including wiring methods, overcurrent protection, grounding, and equipment installation. The NEC also includes specific requirements for different types of occupancies, such as residential, commercial, and industrial buildings. It's important to familiarize yourself with the NEC requirements that apply to your specific project to ensure that your installation is safe and code compliant. The NEC is available for purchase from the National Fire Protection Association, or NFPA, and it can also be accessed online through various subscription services. The NFPA also offers training courses and certification programs for electricians and other electrical professionals. In addition to the NEC, there are other standards and guidelines that may be relevant to your electrical installation. These include standards from organizations such as Underwriters Laboratories, or UL, the Institute of Electrical and Electronics Engineers, or IEE, and the American National Standards Institute, or ANSI. These standards cover a wide range of topics, including product safety, performance testing, and installation practices. It's important to be aware of these standards and to ensure that your installation complies with all applicable requirements. Electrical wiring is a complex and technical field, and it's important to stay up to date on the latest codes, standards, and best practices. By following the NEC guidelines and consulting with qualified professionals, you can ensure that your electrical installation is safe, reliable, and code compliant. Remember that safety should always be your top priority when working with electricity. The information provided here is for general guidance only and should not be considered a substitute for professional advice. Always consult with a qualified electrician for specific recommendations and guidance related to your particular project. They can assess your individual needs and provide you with the most appropriate solutions for your situation. Electrical safety is a shared responsibility, and it's important for everyone to do their part to prevent electrical accidents and injuries. By following the NEC guidelines and practicing safe electrical work habits, you can help to create a safer environment for yourself, your family, and your community. The NEC is not just a set of rules, it's a framework for ensuring the safety and reliability of electrical systems. It is a constantly evolving document that reflects the latest knowledge and best practices in the electrical industry. By staying informed and adhering to the NEC guidelines, you can contribute to a culture of safety and professionalism in the electrical field. Electrical codes are put in place to save lives and avoid property damage. The NEC strives to do this and is updated regularly to reflect any changes in technology or understanding of safety concerns. Understanding that electrical work can be dangerous, it's crucial to reiterate the importance of taking necessary precautions to protect yourself from electric shock and other hazards. Always de-energize the circuit before working on any electrical wiring. Wear appropriate personal protective equipment, such as gloves and safety glasses. If you are not comfortable working with electricity, it's best to hire a qualified electrician to do the work for you. Always ensure any circuits you are working on are properly shut off by testing with a multimeter or other testing device to ensure no voltage is present. It is also a good idea to label the circuit breaker or fuse that you have shut off to prevent someone from accidentally turning it back on while you are working. Also, using insulated tools is a very smart idea to prevent unintended current pass from occurring should you slip. Never work in wet conditions, as this significantly increases the risk of electric shock. By adhering to these precautions and staying informed about the latest electrical codes and safety practices, you can help to create a safer environment for yourself and those around you. Remember that electrical safety is a continuous learning process, and it's important to stay updated on the latest information and best practices in the field.